Hello everybody and welcome to my Fortnite Creative Journey. In this mini-series I'm going to be showcasing some of my maps that I have built since the release of Fortnite Creative. This map that you're looking at was my first ever Fortnite Creative build, and it was built on the block. Now I don't know if any of you have actually been building in Fortnite Creative a long time, but I believe the block was the only empty canvas. All of the other templates was rocky mountains with trees on them and stuff, and I didn't like that. I just wanted to build something. Now I don't know if many of you have been building in Fortnite Creative for a long time, but I have. I've been building since it first started. So I'll just give you a tour now. So when I first started this build, I was going for a Tilted Towers overgrown theme. There was no purpose to it. There was just place a couple of chests round, fight each other. But I wanted to make it my own and unique. So this structure here is all custom built. This was I believe it's called the Trump Tower in OG Tilted Towers. But what I did was extend it, and I put a bridge between them, and I made the top floor look like it was all busted in by a helicopter crash. I did have smoke particles coming up here, and it looked quite cool, but since Fortnite have created Epic Games have created the VFX spawner, I think they've removed the smoke effects that these used to give off. But like I said, it's a very old map. Now when Fortnite did update, from time to time I'd come back and add new devices or add new things to make it look a bit better. But I did abandon this map. It was just an empty canvas that I could come and see what was possible in Fortnite Creative at that time. So I'll just fly around, walk around, have a look around, and you can just see what the kind of vibe that I was going for and stuff. Got stuck there. I do get lost around here as well. It's been a long time since I've booted up this map. Now this is the bridge that I was talking about. When I first built it, I was amazed, and I thought it looked cool as out. It was overgrown and dark and dingy. Try to get out, sorry. So if you did notice, there is a build over here. Now this build over here, I was looking through all the new building pieces that they added with the updates and stuff, and I found this door. And when I found this door and I stood near it and it opened like that, I was like, oh damn, that's very space agey. So I started pulling different pieces out of the gallery, and I was like, I can build something that looks cool with that. So I just built this corridor. So when you go into this corridor, it was just a concept. And when I finished, I came in here and I was just like, wow, this is dead space. This is zombies. There was particles in here as well, but I think they've long gone been removed. And if you notice, these are lights behind here. I like the God Ray effect, I believe it's called, that they give off. And there was no light device like we have now, so the only way to achieve volumetrics and stuff was faking it like this. But this concept led on to actual my first ever complete map, and it was a zombies space survival that I built with a friend. I'll show you that right now actually. So here we are. This is Orion Zombie Survival. Now this is where the players first spawn, and I wanted to do I wanted to add like tips and obviously who created the map. So the players would spawn in here. I would show you, but I don't believe the mechanics will still work because I think it's been like 4 years since I created this map. So anyway, the players will spawn, and then I believe when you started the game, actually, you teleported into this corridor here. And you'd start with like a coin so you could open the door. You'd open the door and then zombies would start spawning in. And now you could buy weapons off the wall, but as you can see, not all of them are working because of updates and stuff. There'd be a barrier here that you'd be able to unlock, but basically you'd have to buy like doorways and stuff and open things up. So you come down here and zombies would spawn at the end of these corridors. I did use these single zombie spawners because there was a problem where zombies would start spawning through the walls and stuff, because I don't believe it was an option at that point of telling them not to spawn through walls. So the first place you'd buy would be the med bay, and in here I'd actually have like a little Easter egg, so you'd have to shoot this, which would open a barrier for you to collect a card. Then you'd run the card through the corridors like this, and then you'd have to open the transport bay, open the control room, and I believe you'd place the card in here somewhere. Oh no, sorry, the card would go in here, which would open the control room. From the control room, you'd have to collect an objective from this device, bearing in mind there'd be zombies spawning in everywhere. And then you'd carry the objective. Obviously, you'd have to be covered by your team or try and dodge the zombies. And you'd go into the security hub and you'd place the objective into here. After that, the main control room would open. The main hall. This door here would open. This just leads back to the med bay. It was another door, so you could like train the zombies. Once you come into this room, zombies would start spawning everywhere. But then you'd be like, oh, the bridge. Oh no, sorry, I say that again. When you came in this room, there'd be no zombies. There'd be nothing. And then you'd go to buy the bridge, and when you bought the bridge, all the zombie spawners would turn on, and they'd come running at you. Now up here, there'd be barriers that would be blocking these circle objectives. So what you'd had to do was basically stand in this area here and capture the area while zombies were coming at you. Once that area had been captured, the light on the door would turn green and one of these barriers would go down, and then you'd have to destroy the sphere object in the middle, and you'd have to do that 4 times to open the bridge. Once you get to the bridge, you'd come up the stairs and there'd be this teleport room, but this teleport room would be blocked, and it'd tell the player that they need to like uplink the satellite on the surface. So what they'd do is they'd come over here and they'd press this button here, which would open the transport bay door. So then the player would have to backtrack all the way down here. Bearing in mind zombies would be still spawning and you'd be fighting your way through all the hordes and stuff. And there'd be like fiends and brutes and things chucking stuff at you. So you come back to the transport bay door, and when you press the button, this barrier would go down, which would allow you to go to the surface. It's actually blocking me now, I believe. Oh, I can't actually use that teleporter because the barrier's set wrong. But the surface was, funny enough, above your head. When you go through the teleporter, you teleport here, which would be like a crater. Now, I built this in the sky. This is meant to be like your ship that you've beamed down to the surface on. But anyway, there'd be zombies around here spawning on here. And what you'd have to come and do was come into the satellite facility. And then That'd be a minigun, I believe it was. That's back out. It's been a while since I've been here. There it is. You come round here and you'd click this button, and then that would unlock the barrier that was in here, which was on the cannon. And then basically you'd go on the cannon and you'd have to destroy the satellite, because the satellite is jamming your teleportation. I don't know, the satellite's jamming your communications or something like that. So you'd have to destroy the satellite while zombies are coming up the stairs and trying to attack you and stuff. So your team would be like running around here trying to defend you and shooting at the satellite at the same time. Now if you can see in the air, when this device isn't in its place, it looks like a meteor. This was actually an Easter egg. So what had happened is if you'd shot that and blew the meteor up, a portal would open here. I don't know if you'd be able to see the ghost in, but when you went through the portal, you get teleported to this Easter egg area. You'd come through here, and all 4 players would just be able to jump onto the cannons and blow up the meteor shower. I did like add a little, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It was a toilet seat out in here floating. The reason why I did that is because like it's like nostalgia or a nod to like Star Wars and stuff, because like in the original films in Star Wars, to create the meteorites, they actually used like slippers and stuff to make the rocks. So I just thought it'd be funny just to add a floating toilet out there as a little nod to Star Wars. But anyway, after you destroyed all the meteorites, you teleport back to the surface again. And your mission would be to go back through this teleporter, back onto the ship, which would teleport you to back to the transport bay, which would be through this way. Sorry. So you'd come back through this teleporter here, fight your way back to the bridge, because now you've broken the satellite uplink. The teleporter in the bridge room would be open. So when you came up these stairs, you'd go through this teleporter into the final room, and in here there'd be like brutes spawning and stuff, but the mission would be to actually fire at this and break this. And once you did that and you'd destroy this canister, a death barrier would come and it'd tell you to run. So you'd run through this, and you'd have to like avoid all these obstacles and run through while a death barrier is chasing you, of course. And then basically at the end of this corridor, when you finally make it to the end of the corridor, you go through this teleporter and it teleports you back to this room, which is the start. And then after that, if you can see, there's little buttons on the walls. In there was teleporters to different areas. I wanted to make it a bit like horde mode. So you've completed the main objective. Now you can go back and do horde mode. So horde mode, one would teleport you into this room, where there'd just be like constant waves after wave after wave of zombie, and you just basically see how long you can survive. I did make it so the zombies dropped your ammo, and then the second horde mode would take place on the surface up here. I mean, everything did work when I made the map. Back then, when you go into these devices, there's actually like events and stuff. These used to be set to channels, and you was limited. I believe it was 75 channels, so you had to keep track. It wouldn't come up with these like names, say that's saying it's linked to teleport to 13 and that's what it does. It'd actually just say channel 75, channel 74, channel 73. So you literally had to have a piece of paper beside you that reminded you that what each channel does. So it did take a long time to actually set up the game mechanics, and now it's all changed, and I don't actually believe the map works. I did like work on this with one other person. They helped me like build the map and think about the logics. In here we had like a mystery weapon mechanic where you press the button and it'll give you a mystery weapon. In here I wanted to make like a resource exchange. I cannot remember what the resources were used for. I believe it's because we didn't have coins at that time. So I think we used wood, so I could make the brutes drop metal, and then you could come over here and exchange the metal for wood in order to have a go at the mystery box kind of thing. So yeah, this is it. My first ever like complete playable map, but I'm not sure it is anymore. So if you like this kind of video and you want to see more of my builds, just leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll make another one. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks. Bye.